my God. So I'm not gonna lie, I woke up like super early to make sure, 1 minute, that I was able. Raise your hands if you are like me and woke up super early to watch the 50 Shades of Grey trailer premiere on USA Today. I was so upset when I found out we were not gonna get the full trailer on USA Today. So like, I ran to my computer and logged into Facebook and started to Google it. And before I could even Google it, you guys had already shared the 50 Shades of Grey full HD trailer. So thank you to everyone who thought enough about me to even post it on our Facebook page. Now I'm going to tell you all the things that I loved about the trailer and a few things that I didn't like. First off, I want to start with the soundtrack, which I didn't think I would love as much as I did. But Beyonce does this really sultry, ooh la la version of Crazy and Love, and it could not have been more perfect for the soundtrack of this. So I have to admit, while I am not a B fan, I am a fan of this song, and I even went on iTunes and tried to download it, and it can't be downloaded yet, but I'm sure it will be on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. So fingers crossed that maybe she releases that, I can get my swave groove thing on, dancing to it, because it's really, really good. I loved the fact that they kind of blurred out Christian through the first like 38 seconds, where even when he sits down in the chair, he's kind of blurred out and you really don't get a great sense of him, and then you see him tap his finger on the desk, and I swear my heart went like 90 to nothing when I saw that. It is everything it's supposed to be. It's intense. It's so intense. Like if you've read the book, you're just sitting there like waiting for him to look at you. So I loved how they did that little aspect of you're just like, whew, let me see him. And then you finally see him and it's like, I don't even know, I mean, look at me. And then you're like, I am looking at you. And I'm like, honey, I am looking at you because you is fine. You are so much better than Charlie Hunnam could have ever been. And though I'm still a little saddened that it's not Matt Bomer, I am completely 100% okay with him. Oh, Marilyn, talking about something important, with him being Christian Grey. I just love it so much. I love him. Although he looks a little old, I can totally overlook it. I think he could have gotten a better first shot of him, but my boy is good looking. So if I'm gonna talk about Dorian being Christian Grey, then I've gotta take a second to talk about Dakota Johnson being Anna. And I have to say, I am putting my foot in my mouth right now because I knew I was gonna hate her. I was just dreading seeing her. Like we got Christian fixed into somebody who is completely acceptable, but we never got Dakota. And then I see her in this role and I'm like, you know what, Megan? That's why you don't choose actors based off their looks, because she totally nails this interview scene. I loved her. So if I love her in this scene, I'm probably gonna like her throughout the entire thing. And I also have to say, 50 Shades of Grey fans, that you have to love the fact that they put in the elevator scene, because as we know, sparks fly in elevators. So it's just like the whole first 30 seconds is wonderful, and I'm so excited about it. And then we see him taking the photos and looking so sexy in his suit. Oh girl, he looks good. Whew. And then we get that sexy smile when she asks, you know, what do you contribute to your success? And he's like, oh, I have full control over every aspect of my life. And she's like, that must be boring. And you see that smile creep across his face. And at that moment, I knew he was gonna be a wonderful Christian Grey. You know, it's very hard to be intimidating and sexy, and Christian Grey sexy is that. It's almost as if you're having to live up to being Edward Cullen. Like, we know this is a Twilight fan fiction. And so you just know, like, if it was that hard and everybody hated Robert Pattinson and petitioned, you know, we petitioned Charlie Hunnam, but he has nailed it, and it's just like, I'm so happy with this character choice. I can't say it enough. He's just gonna be wonderful in it. I'm telling you now, he's going to be wonderful in it. A little bit of Twilight really sticks out to me in the scene where he says, you know, I'm incapable of staying away from you, and she says, well then don't, and it's kind of like, I can't stay away from you, and she's, you know, Bella says don't when he goes to the Volturi and he's going to show himself. Another scene that is very Twilight, he goes to get Anna when she gets kissed and she's drunk and she's mad when she meets him, and you see him in the scene like show up and push him away. And that is the same kind of parallel to Edward showing up when Bella walks through downtown with her book, and you know, the guys kind of corner him and he shows up out of nowhere with his car and, you know, like intimidates them by staring at him. So even though we know this is Twilight fan fiction, praise Jesus, people still write fan fiction that's good, you know, you can still very much see the similarities. So you know, if you love Twilight, you're gonna love this, right? He says it, y'all, he says it. I don't do romance. My tastes are very singular. So raise your hand if you knew he was talking about vanilla. It's just so wonderfully put, seeing him take his shirt off and she's like, enlighten me. And you're like, oh, I know where this is going. I totally know where this is going, right? Do not act like you didn't scream a lot when you saw him put the key into the door, because you knew what was behind that door. It was rubber paint, and you're like, oh God, here it is. The true moment of seeing it. And you're just like, I didn't know if my heart could take it. Like, I took a deep breath and thought to myself, okay, is this gonna be good? And then we see the too hot for TV part, which is them having fun in the red room of pain. And you know, I should really paint my walls red. I loved the trailer. I stand by it, foot and mouth. James Dorian and Dakota Johnson are wonderful together. There's great chemistry. The dynamic is wonderful. So why I've been sitting here brewing over who was gonna be playing them, they picked the right people. I loved every bit of it. And when the husband even looks at me and says, dang, that's probably gonna be a good movie, you know they're doing something right, because my husband doesn't like things like that. So it's just like, yes. Leave a comment below. What did you think about this trailer? Did you end up liking Dakota Johnson as much as I did? Were you surprised by it? Are you okay with James Dorian, or would you still have preferred Charlie Hunnam? Don't tell me that you like Charlie Hunnam. I may be a little upset with you. Regardless, just make sure you show me some love. Follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Goodreads, and on Instagram, all at Miss Faulk. And share all the love and all your thoughts on this new 50 Shades of Grey trailer with me. Until next time, laters, baby. Bye!